All right, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing? I am your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, the best film writer and director in St. Louis. Facts, award-winning published author, activist, journalist, active business owner, Lacey G. Souldier Turner. And today we got a guest. You already know he do the same thing I do. You know what I'm saying? He do films, do music, author, all this. We got Lyrical Storm in the house. How you doing, Lyrical Storm?
Doing good. What's up, y'all?
Man, welcome to the platform. So can you give us some background on your name? Where did the name Lyrical Storm come from, and let the people know what you do?
Okay, Lyrical Storm it's something I came up when I was in high school. I was going to open mic events when I was in college and things like that. And I heard a lot of people saying when someone came to the mic and they hit the whole crowd with something hard, they called it a lyrical storm. So I started doing my research, looking into it, and no one had the name copywritten or trademarked or anything like that. So as I started doing more pieces, that's how I put my name out there. I started coming to the stage known as Lyrical Storm. When I wanted to go real professional with it, I actually filed it in the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So I'm the only one that can actually use that name legally now.
Oh, nice. So you can send out them cease and desist letters. That's what somebody try to mess with your stuff. So what we're here today to talk about is, the JV Dandelo's Music for Water competition. Could you tell the people about that and give them some insight on it?
Yes, I'm the ambassador of it this year, and I've been knowing the Associate Peggy Beatrice Foundation because I used to be on Skid Row downtown homeless. And at that time, I met a friend named Pierre, and Pierre told me about this and introduced me to become the ambassador for Music for Water because he knew I had experience living on Skid Row. I actually know a lot of people who still live down on Skid Row. I talk to them frequently. I mean, I'm not per se always in that area now, but I drop down from time to time and just check on people that I know that still living there, still living in tents, still going in the food lines and eating. People just trying to get back on their feet. Some people can't get back on their feet as easy as others can. So, I still go down to the community. I still help pass food out sometimes in certain different lines and things like that. So, I mean, what Music for Water is doing, they're giving people who can't possibly get out of that situation. They're giving them the proceeds from this program are going to help the people on Skid Row. It's going to help them get clothes. It's going to help them have hygiene and a lot of other things that people who live every day, they might not think about it as being a struggle, but it's a struggle for people who are living down the Skid Row to get such things every day. Sometimes they can't get it. So.
Could you, for people who don't know what Skid Row is, could you elaborate on that more?
Yes, Skid Row is basically when you think of life and poverty lines, this is the rock bottom of LA. It's actually Skid Row in the US. It's the homeless capital. When someone's in the hospital and they can't pay their bills and stuff like that, and the hospital don't want to front on it anymore, they're known notoriously just to drop them off down the Skid Row, just leave them there, And it's just places where maybe one of your relatives, if you never heard from them anymore, they like to travel a lot or something like that. If they don't have any money and they just down and out, Skid Row is a place where everyone who's down and out will go eventually. If you have no money, you have nowhere to live, because it's a place where you can kind of survive because they give you food and certain resources for you just to get by. So that Skid Row is basically the bottom. Skid Row is like the bottom of LA, where all of the poor and homeless people are normally. That's like the hotbed for everyone to be at. So.
Okay, so that's why it's very important, that the people do this. Could you tell us more about the Peggy Beatrice Foundation also? I want these people to know all about everything.
Yes, Peggy Beatrice, they come down every Tuesday, I believe. And it's a ministry founded by Pierre. And he based it off of his aunts, I believe his aunts and his grandmother. That's where he got the name from. And he basically comes down with his ministry, and they give out food to the people who are homeless. It takes around like maybe 1 or 2 hours, but they set everything up. They pray for everybody down there, give people clothes as well, and feed them. So people who are homeless, it's a lot of places that they can get food, but they really, from my knowledge, when I was down there, and from the people that I always see that go in the line, they love coming to this line because these people actually treat them with respect and dignity. They're always reliable and come down on time. And it's something, like I say, if you've been going through the hardships of living down in Skid Row, just to know that you have someone that cares for you, that will come down repeatedly and give you good food, not something that you want to throw away. It's something that, wow, you get to eat something like some pizza, you get to eat something like some chicken, some real good food, that a meal like that you don't often get because you don't have money to buy it. These people come down there every Tuesday around 1 o'clock and give homeless people food and clothing, and they wish good prayers for them. They building a relationship with the homeless people that the homeless people really respect. When you say that name, they actually know who you're talking about, and they know the people who come down there and actually care about them.
So can you tell the people how can they, submit to this music for water competition? I know a lot of the rappers, the songwriters, the singers, they want to know how to do that. So can you tell them how to do that?
Yes, anyone who's interested into submitting to this, you have to remember, first of all, your music, it can't be just any type of song. It can't be something to go to the club. It can't be something like a summer thing. It actually has to do with the environment. It has to do with water or bettering the environment and things like that. Those are the typical songs that they're looking for Grand Mountain International Records. But please feel free, if you have any song that's close to that, to submit it. You submit it by going to, you can either go to www.jbdondolo.org and go to that website and submit your music. It should be a link on there to submit it. And then also just type in Music for Water 2022. I believe it should be some more information that pops up to where you can learn more about it. Like generally what I said before about the submission, just make sure it's about the water or environment, because that's what we're looking for the campaign. And it's going to be a whole list of judges, including myself, listening to the material and judging the song. And we just want everybody to have fun with it. And like I said, your music, I'm a musician myself. Your music is your statement to the world. You know what I'm saying? So what's ever on your mind, you want to put it out there and you want it to be direct. So submitting to this is one thing, because yes, you can get a music contract with Grand Mountain International Records. That's a good thing. But the bottom line of everything that we're doing, we're trying to help the people in Skid Row. This is going to be some proceeds that go to them to help them, and they surely will appreciate it. I can tell you from being down there myself, I can tell you one of the things, they say it never rains in Southern California. It rains. And someone who's when it rains, it's very miserable, because even if you had some place that you would be to try to avoid the rain, it's just a miserable thing, because in an environment like that, you might not see rats all the time, but when it rains and they're down in the sewer, they come up. So people who are homeless see all kinds of different things when something bad like that happens. So just to get a relief from something bad like that happens, and if you can just donate freely, you can also donate freely to JP Dondolo too, besides just submitting your music. But everything that you do to help this cause is to help the people in Skid Row.
And so, yo, like he said, man, so submit your music. It's free to submit. All they ask is just for donation. It's a nonprofit organization. So you ain't even gotta, pay nothing to submit, but give from your heart. You know what I'm saying?
Submitting is free. Yes. Submitting is free. Yeah.
So one last time, Lyrical Storm, why should these people, submit their songs, and why should they donate for this cause? One last time.
You should submit your song if you believe in yourself. If you have a message out here. The record label that you're submitting to is going to help you put your music out there internationally, better than you probably do yourself. I mean, as an artist, I'm on a budget. I release albums, but my budget only works for singles. Someone like Grand
Mount
forget his
International.
name. I'm bringing his name to the company. But basically, when you submit to them, they do the work for you. You know, we're just judging the music, but whoever wins, they put your music out there internationally for you. And this is something that will cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in certain cases, the way that they will promote you and put you out there, you know? So, I mean, for you, it's a chance. It's like scratching a lottery ticket. But in the same process, you're helping people that's down on Skid Row. You may never know them. You might not have people that live down here. But if you ever visit Skid Row, or maybe even just Google on there and see some of the things that happen with some people, there's good stories that come out of Skid Row. You know, it's not all bad, but I mean, just to be there to give someone a helping hand they will really appreciate it. So that's the reason why I think you should just try it. Submit your music or donate to jpdongolo.org.
Right. Well, thank you, Lyrical Storm. No, this right here was to promote this. You know, I want to get you back on the platform so I can learn about your life and ask you some more questions. But
Sounds good.
yeah, but this is for a great cause, and I'm going to make sure that this get out, you know, to the magazines and the community, because we need these people to donate. And I appreciate you for coming on the platform promoting this music for water competition, because it's very important. And like you said, for the people in Skid Row, they need this. You know, they need help. And you're not just giving back. You're not just helping yourself, but you're helping others when you give back. So I appreciate you, Lyrical Storm.
All right. Thank you, Lacey.
All right, and I'll be in touch. I'll let you know when we drop this.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
bye-bye. You're welcome.
All right.